Hey, record-loving friends, it's Brian from Tokyorecordstyle. I am at Yodobashi Camera in Kichijoji, a huge electronics retailer in Tokyo, very famous, 7 or 8 floors of consumer electronics. And I am over here in the photography department, specifically the studio photography department. There are light modifiers and tripods and backdrops and all kinds of stuff. And there is a selection of light panels and ring lights around here and over there and around here. And I want to give us a little public service announcement and try to explain to you the difference between a light panel and a ring light, and explain why I want to discourage you from using a ring light and encourage you to consider scoring a light panel. Now, to set this up, I need to explain to you that as photographers, we're always looking at the quality of light on people's faces, and we always like to see light coming from above, okay? That's because our eyes are accustomed to seeing light coming from above, from the light source that we all know, the one that's in the sky all day long, the sun. We don't like seeing light sources come from below. It's unnatural. Our brains don't know what to do with that. We like to see light coming from above. And another thing is that if we look into our eyes, we can see our eyes reflect the scenes in front of us. They're like glass mirrors. And if you look really closely and zoom in on my eyes, you will see what is in my eyes reflected, what is I'm looking at in front of me. And if you look carefully, you can see little spots of these little bright light spots in my eyes. They're called catch lights. And when we're in the photo studio, we want to try to accentuate the eyes with some catch lights. And sometimes almost always we'll put them up and to the left or to the right, above our eyes, where we're accustomed to seeing the light source, the natural light source in the sky. And once in a while, we'll put them, underneath to reflect light or bounce light back, and it'll create a clamshell effect, they call it, in our eyes. It'll create a little catch light, a primary catch light above our eyes, and a secondary catch light maybe below our pupil. And so when I go to a cosmetics department at a department store, I always like to look into the giant cosmetic photographs, and because I can look very closely at inside the model's eyes and look at her pupils and her irises, and I can see the entire studio reflected in her eye, and I can even see like the ladders and the backdrop, and even the photographer is sometimes in their eyes, unless somebody has gone in and really gone to town and photoshopped them out. But now you can see all these, there's a couple of, because there's so many light sources in front of me, there's some catch lights in my eyes. And I want to impart on you that the catch light that the light panel puts off is much more flattering than the ring light, okay? So, the ring light. Check out how this light looks in my eyes, okay? What do you see? You see a ring around my pupil, okay? There is no natural light source in the world that puts off a light like this. And when you have a ring around your pupil, you don't look human. You look like a species from another planet, okay? This does not look normal. And the more you open your eyes and the more accentuated this ring light is around your pupil, the weirder you look. Okay? This is not natural. This is not cool. This is very unflattering. However, if you use the light panel, and granted they're a little bit below me, and like I said, we like to see it above me, so I'm gonna get down here, and if I put it off and to the right, and you start to look at my pupils again, you can see this kind of flattering light source, this catch light in the top left of my eye. And this one happens to be a square, and maybe you can make out the square catch light in my eye. If I move over here to the circle one, which is the same shape as the sun, you'll see a circle catch light in the top left of my eye. This is way more flattering than this bizarro catch light of the ring light in my eyes, okay? So I really want to encourage you. The prices are relatively the same. In fact, the light panel can be cheaper in some cases it's more expensive, but it's always going to be a more flattering light source. And also, if you do already have a ring light and you're like, oh no, I thought my ring light looked cool, but I'm hearing from this photographer that it's actually not cool. What you can do is you can move this light source up and to the left or to the right of your eyes. And that will give you a slightly more flattering effect and will make you look a bit more natural and not as freakish and alienish. Now, I don't know, maybe not everybody sees that effect that I do with the ring lights, but I bet your brain it sees it and it doesn't quite know how to process it, and it looks a bit odd. And that's why whenever we're scrolling past those people and we see those ring lights in people's eyes, we say, oh my God, something's happening here. It's that bizarre effect of the ring light. So I really discourage you from using those ring lights. Maybe I'm gonna die on this hill, but I'm gonna keep on this crusade to discourage people from using ring lights and instead encourage them to use light panels like these. So say no to the ring light. Say yes to the light panel. Okay, until next time, see you at the record store.